Do we have that? I'm fine. You sent an email, and that's fine. We'll give you 2 minutes, Mr. Bradshaw.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let me go open up before we start the time, please. So, awesome. My name is Ari Bradshaw. I'm born and raised in Phoenix, and Thomas Galvin actually knocked on your door as a volunteer earlier this year, where I grew up in your neighborhood. And I just want to tell y'all, when 25% of all the voting centers in Maricopa County have issues in tabulation, and when Republican voting individuals show up by huge margins, I hope that the board is able to at least recognize that there is voter suppression, whether it's intentional or not, against a certain political party when there are not issues in the early voting process, but there are on Election Day, and there's an outsized impact of Republican voters on Election Day. Additionally, I want to ask if you guys can consider, would the media and would yourselves be covering this if it had favored a different party on Election Day rather than the Republican Party? I don't know, and I think that's something that should be asked. Supervisor Gates, I have respect for you, but you said that the votes would be 99% counted by Friday the 11th, and a few days later you said verbatim that the goalposts have shifted, and you have yet to acknowledge that this creates an immense distrust in our system, nor have you explained the reason for the shifting of the goalposts. I also encourage the board to consider ARS 16442B, which was aforementioned. I think it's very important. I don't know if the accreditation for these machines has been released. I would love to see. I think that should be publicly accessible for us to see, for us to, as the public, be able to have trust in the system. We want to have trust in the system. We really do. Then board, I also ask that you consider the case of Antrim County in Michigan. In this instance, due to human intervention with the voting machines, the results in Antrim County flipped from one party to another, and this was only found when the people rose up and said, can you please do a hand count in this exact area where we think there were issues? I encourage you to read the Antrim County case. It's a very powerful case, and obviously it may have not happened here, but I think we should at least consider it. Basically, I want to ask, why did the printers not work? When were they tested? Who was present for the testing? Who was the vendor of the printers? And can we please have some clearness on the accreditation of the machines? I think that would add a lot of trust to the system. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brad.